Well, g'day folks, just loading the last couple of rods in the boat before I head off snapper fishing this morning off Long Point. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the tackle I use to get this job done successfully. So the rods and reels of choice, the rods are 7 feet to 7.5 feet long, rated to about roughly 4 to 8 kilo. I'm using 20 pound braid and 20 pound leader. The plastics comes as no surprise. I love my Molex Orflex. They're just fantastic snapper baits. I also love the bait junkie jerk shads as well. They swim really well on the descent. They're very durable and they've got a lot of action in them, which is great. I've gone ahead and pre-rigged a few in case the bite's hot in the morning and I get a few scuff marks on my leader. I'll just snip those plastics off and put a brand new one straight on. I've got my jig heads ready to roll. I favour the 5.0 size in the 3/8. I just find that's pretty much the right weight for where I fish, and I fish in anywhere from sort of 30 to 40 metres. You'll note when I rig them, I rig the hook probably a little forward of the plastic than normal. So see the plastic actually looks like it's angling down. What that does, it creates a really good swimming action on the descent, and I think that's the tip, because a lot of these snapper will bite these plastics on the drop. So if you've got that plastic naturally swimming down on the drop, they're going to get eaten. If you rig that plastic too long, meaning the hook point, the exit point of the hook comes way back in the plastic down here somewhere, it's going to curl and it's going to spiral on the descent. So keep that tip in mind. Notice I've got a little paddle tail in the background here. Well, I do catch a lot of snapper on paddle tails, but I've got a little use for this one later in the day. The tide's low around, I think, 11 o'clock today, 10:30, 11, so I'm going to go and catch a few snapper, then I'm going to punch up the top lake and see if I can't get a mulloway on this. And the last little thing I have in my kit is a little bit of scent. Doesn't hurt to rub a bit of scent on them, guys. So why don't you jump in the tinny with me and we'll go fishing off Long Point and try and catch a few snapper and maybe sneak up the top lake later in the day on the low tide and see if we can't rustle up a mulloway. Out here off Long Point, you can see Long Point in the background there. Chasing a few snapper on soft plastics. My approach is pretty simple to this type of fishing. It's not as energetic as what you think. I'm not working the plastics at all. I'll give you a bit of an idea on how I do it. I'll show you my setup. So I've got one rod in the rod holder here, and I've cast him out that way. And this one here, he was out that way, but he has now swung around with the drift and he's there. Once he gets to there, I'm going to wind him in and cast him out there again, ahead of my drift. And I'm going to grab this rod and put it in that rod holder. So all I'm basically doing is I'm just rotating rods. I'm not working them at all. They sit in the rod holder, they just bounce along, and it's the subtle bounce of that rod tip working the soft plastic, and that's all that's needed. You don't have to work the rod tip vigorously. It's just a gentle sway with the rock of the boat. The other piece of the puzzle was this one here. That's a squid trex, and he's just straight down. And he's just sleeping in the rod holder. Now, he might sleep there all day, but that rod catches a lot of fish. Now, there might be days where you don't get a fish at all on that one, but quite often, if that one's going all day, I don't even worry about the other soft plastics. I just fish the squid trex. It's the weirdest lure in the world, but it works, and it's worth having it out. You'd be crazy not to just have one out sitting in the rod holder in case that big fish comes along and eats it. Well, that's my take on soft plastic fishing for snapper. Proof's in the pudding. I love it. It's fun. Get out here and do it. Be safe. Keep your life jacket on at all times. And if the weather's crap, don't push it. But today it's pretty nice. I had to go get another fish. Well folks, I put another snapper in the box out there off Long Point and called it quits. Thought I'd come up the top lake, throw a few soft plastics around for a mulloway, and as luck would have it, a lovely chrome croaker up here in the top lake. About 80 centimetres of dewy. Does it get any better? Well, back at the ramp, about to pull the boat out, but what a glorious day. What are we, the 11th of May, it's 22 degrees, sun's out, so many fish, got a heap of trevally up the top lake too, so snapper in the morning out of Long Point, a couple of bonito, even a little rat king, up the lake, fish everywhere, a dewy was a bonus. What a day. I'm going to go have some lunch, see you out on the water.